Good evening, travelers in the dark, and welcome back to Murderous Tongues, where the inanimate remembers and the forgotten keep their own kind of prayer. Tonight, we stop where time itself stalled. A bus depot, frozen at 12:07, where the soda machine still hums hymns for the lost, and the janitor mops the same square until it shines like memory. There's a wooden box beneath the ticket window. Painted blue once, grey now. Its lid sticks in summer and sighs in rain. Across the front, in fading letters, someone wrote, "Lost and Found." That's where this story begins. They say every object left behind tells the truth its owner wouldn't. Keys that remember doors, rings that remember vows, notes that remember the hand that folded them. But tonight, the things inside that box remember a man. His name is Ray Malloy. And before the night is over, he'll learn what it means to lose something so completely that it comes back home. Stay with us. This is Murderous Tongues, Episode 6, The Lost and Found Mops.
Nights at the depot begin like habits. I know them all. Fluorescents wake one tube at a time, stuttering into a color no sky has ever claimed. The soda machine clears its throat. The timetable clicks through wrong destinations before it remembers where it is. Outside, the bus lot holds its breath like a swimmer unsure of the ladder back up. This is the hour when glass knows fingerprints, when benches know backs. The hour for people who choose to be elsewhere and fail. Every night, the same time, the same sounds. The station's clock refuses to learn another number. I do not fail. I do not leave. I am a wooden rectangle with a lid that sticks in summer and swells in rain. Someone painted "Lost and Found" across me once, in blue that faded into the grey stations prefer. My corners are rounded by knees. Gum hardens beneath my lip like decisions no one will revisit. I keep what the world misplaces and wait for it to come asking too late. I was built to hold forgetting without complaint, to be a throat that never swallows, only keeps. I know the weight of objects the way a butcher knows cuts. 3 ounces of mitten, a palm of locket, the gravity of a wallet that used to be heavy and decided not to be. Some things arrive with warmth still in them, the ghost of a hand. Some arrive cold and certain. No one asks whether I'm full. I never am. Misplacing is America's favorite pastime. Every object left inside me carries a sentence. I just learned to read the weight. I learned on a night when something warm went cold in my keeping. The clock above the ticket window says 12:07 with unearned authority. It's always 12:07 here. The hour it forgot what came next. The repairman only comes in daylight, and only when he remembers. The payphone wears its receiver on a chain like jewelry for good behavior. Its cord curls with the memory of arguments. The ashtray keeps its half-moons of lipstick and Marlboro, the geometry of pauses and apologies. Everything here knows how to wait. I am the best at it. He comes. After the last bus coughs and sighs.
after exhaust lays down and becomes fog, after footsteps fade into the kind of silence only good shoes make. The night custodian, Ray. Soft in the shoulders, stubborn in routine, he wears his keys like a belt and his grief like a tie he cannot loosen. He talks to machines the way you talk to dogs. Hold on, I'll get to you. He looks at me like a man who's misplaced more than keys. He mops the same square twice. When the radio plays a song that knows his wife's name, he turns it down, but not before the name gets out. He turns off the vending lights when the humming gets inside his teeth. He unlocks the doors and props one open. Air is something old buildings deserve, even if they don't ask. He looks at me like a man checking a deadbolt out of love. Evening, he says to the room that is me. Not to me, exactly, but I take it. He slides my lid open and peers inside, like hope might be visible if you squint. I prefer the first look to the second. The first believes. The second counts. Tonight's inventory: a red mitten damp at the hem, a set of keys shaped like Illinois, a thin wallet with a photo and a number memorized more than read, a woman's compact that opens with complaint, a bus ticket dated October 13th, 1984, to a town the map admits in small letters, a locket with no picture, a folded note that says, "I'm sorry I made you wait," in handwriting that looks expensive, a plastic watch stopped at 5:11, which does not match the depot's hour and therefore cannot be true. They come from different hands, different years, but together they draw the outline of one man's life. His. I keep them all. The shopping list scribbled in a newspaper margin. The child's yellow sunglasses, one arm bent. The ring someone twisted off and left, keeping a pale circle of skin it refuses to return. Everything here has the decency to remember who touched it last. Anybody claim the wallet? Ray asks the air. He's testing how his voice sounds tonight. The radio gives him Chicago, as if that's an answer. He takes off his badge, R. Malloy, sets it on my lip while he sorts. The chain on his badge has a habit of catching splinters from my edge. He always means to take it back. He never does. Remembering is a trick paper plays on people. Sometimes, when no one is looking, I open the small breath of space between lid and box. Enough to listen. Always enough. Down the hall, the snack machine coughs a Snickers into confession. The timetable mutters about overnight routes. A bus outside exhales like it just remembered its story and decided to keep it. The building settles with the dignity of a man lowering himself into his porch chair. I keep the stories the objects believe they still own. The mitten remembers the slap of February and a mother's laugh that outran the sidewalk. The locket remembers a throat and a pulse and a word that meant later and never in the same breath. The bus ticket remembers an argument by a fountain. "I'm not the one leaving." "Then you should be." The box remembers the way Ray flinches at that line. The compact remembers a woman practicing bravery in powder.
The watch remembers 5 minutes that lasted an hour. It takes me years to understand that what I keep is not what the world forgets. It's what Ray does. Ray listens like he's hearing confessions he never gave. The note remembers a line that never got written. The keys remember a door that didn't lock, and a house that didn't become home. I don't tell these things to Ray. He doesn't ask. People ask for objects when they're ready to believe in magic, not stories. He sorts, wipes, mops, puts down his badge again, tucks the bus ticket beneath the wallet so the date doesn't shout, places the locket beside the compact to see if emptiness reflects emptiness, waits. Out by the payphone, a teenager drags a suitcase like regret. "Collect call?" the operator asks. "It's me," she says. "I'm at the depot." She listens. Then, "I can wait." She sits under the timetable, doesn't look at me. That's an achievement. Some can't pass a box full of themselves without hope. She's that kind tonight. When she leaves, the bench looks relieved. The ashtray exhales without help. The depot settles. Some nights are so quiet the light buzzes like a trapped bee. Tonight wants to be that kind, but the building disagrees. The intercom hiccups once, coughs electricity. "Attention," it says in a voice from 1978. Then silence. Ray stops mopping, laughs at himself, hums every breath you take. He sets his badge deeper inside me than before. The badge catches the note. The note unlearns its fold. Beneath it, a new line appears in the same careful hand. "You forgot your name." He turns it over, eyes narrowing, the kind of look people give handwriting they've loved before. Ray stares, checks the room, the intercom, the payphone, the ceiling. He flips the note, forced laugh. Laughs the kind of laugh meant to erase sound. Tucks it under the wallet again. The intercom coughs again. "Now boarding," says the man from 1978. "Final destination, home." "Okay," Ray says to the chairs. He is a decent man, which means he checks locks and feels worse than those who caused the hurt. He leans over me. Breath fogs the groove in my lid. A winter in miniature. "Anybody in there?" he asks. You can measure a man by how he talks to what can't talk back. I open. Just enough. "Ray," I say. Except I don't. The note says. The compact's mirror says. The keys say, their teeth clicking like speech. The word happens the way cold does. Sudden, then undeniable. He flinches, then leans closer. "Who's there?" Inside, the mitten curls like a small fist. The locket turns, finding true north it doesn't want. The watch tries an old hour. The wallet breathes. The ticket straightens, wanting to be a road again. When a man listens too hard, I think for him, he always hears something meant for someone else. He stares at his badge. R. Malloy. The curl of the M is the only fancy thing he owns. There had never been numbers beneath his name before. Now there are. 1936. Then a space. Waiting. Courtesy. Or promise. Not funny, he says to no one. The intercom accepts that as invitation. Detours, it murmurs. Delays. Then softly. All aboard. He sits on the bench opposite me, forehead in hand, breathing like someone who misplaced the reason why. His other hand rests on my lid. The mitten remembers a boy pulled from the lake. The keys remember wrists shaking between laughter and tears. The locket remembers August and a girl who meant to leave and didn't. The note remembers pressure on sorry. The ticket remembers the back of a bus pretending sleep. I remember all of them. That's my vice, my calling, my crime. I am the archive that doesn't close. He stands, deliberate and calm, closes me gently, and something catches. A small metallic gasp before silence. The badge slips from his sleeve, slides over my edge, and falls inside. He doesn't notice. Or maybe he does. His hand lingers where it fell. The hand knows what the mind won't. We live where we leave our names. It was always his. Every piece of loss just waited for him to come claim it. The room waits. The ashtray keeps its silence. The payphone looks down. The timetable refuses to whisper. Okay, he says again. He checks the locks, turns off the vending lights. The soda machine hum dies like a singer leaving the stage. He almost fixes the clock, decides against lying even 1 minute. Hand on the switch, he leaves the lights on. He isn't afraid of the dark, just careful with light. Then comes a draft, the weight of a train that hasn't run since the bicentennial, a polite line of all who've lost something here. They carry what they couldn't keep. A mitten, a ring, a key, a ticket. And there he is among them, of course, Ray at every age. The one with the mop from the night his daughter called. The one with the ring he twisted off. The boy with the glove. The man with the dented lunch pail. This is what people get wrong about hauntings. The room isn't full of strangers. It's full of you again. He looks at his badge inside me. The space after the dash fills in. 1984. Not new ink, just something that finally chose to be seen. He exhales. Not surrender, acceptance. He reaches for the lid. I open. He places his palm inside, leaving warmth where names end. This is the last call, says the intercom, and it means it. The footsteps that follow are the absence of sound. The door opened without complaint. The line of cells passes like a river curving around a town. The fluorescents dim, polite. The soda machine hears rain. The payphone relaxes its chain. I close. That is what I was made for. Morning comes arrogant with windows. The manager arrives, coffee as medicine. He taps the clock, 12:07, unchanged. Sees the mop upright like a man waiting his turn. Sees my lid closed, the badge neat on top of the note that never learned to say enough. "Huh," he says, the sound of paperwork forming. He reads the name, startles, reads the date, doesn't say it aloud. Decency in silence. He tells day shift Ray went home sick. Puts the badge back inside me. Calls for coverage, believing coverage is prayer. By noon, the station forgets it remembered anything. I don't. That's my talent. My crime, if you ask the right God. People will come again, coats too big, hopes too small. They'll leave what they should have kept and keep what they should have given. They'll ask for a wallet, the clerk will say no, they'll wait. They'll borrow the depot Bible because this lobby isn't a church, but it remembers how to try. They'll glance at me and look away. The wise ones will look longer. They'll know I could lift my lid and offer what their life is missing. They'll be right and wrong. The unwise will set a ring down to tie a shoe, or a letter under the wallet, or a photo face down. I'll open a whisper and take what I'm given, holding it without boasting, the way ground holds rain. You want to know if I called him back, if I said his name. You want to blame me. Blame is easier than emptiness. I am a box. I do not move. I do not lift. I keep. When someone puts their name inside me, I do what names demand. I remember. They will replace the intercom one day, and it will forget how to pronounce home. They'll modernize the timetable into light, remove the ashtray, repaint me, maybe replace me with plastic. But I'll stay because I am not a problem. I'm the box that keeps problems polite. At night, when the manager's gone and the television laughs at ghosts, I'll open my small breath of space and listen. I'll keep the mitten, the note, the watch, the locket, the keys, the badge with its finished arithmetic, the warmth of a hand pressed into wood, the sound of a door that let everyone leave. Call me forgotten, call me clutter, or call me what I am, a box. I keep what the world misplaces. Names, hours, promises, small metal anatomies that open the wrong doors and lock the right ones by mistake. I keep the apology no one finished, the ticket someone meant to use, the curve of plastic with a smile a photographer demanded. I keep because keeping is how you tell the truth when no one listens. Nights begin like habits, so does remembering. And sometimes that's enough to mean love. You've been listening to Murderous Tongues, Episode 6, The Lost and Found Box. Sometimes the things we keep are heavier than the things we lose. Ray Malloy was a man who'd misplaced too much. A wife, a child, a reason to leave. But still he showed up.
He didn't burn the past or run from it. He tended it, the way a custodian tends floors, quietly, faithfully, every night. And inside that box, every object was a mirror. The mitten, his daughter. The locket, his wife. The note, "I'm sorry I made you wait." The apology he never got. The watch, time that stopped mattering. The ticket, the escape he never took. By the time his badge slipped in, the truth had already happened. The box wasn't haunted by strangers. It was haunted by Ray. His memories had rewritten its contents. Or maybe the contents had rewritten him. He became the sum of his own forgotten things. A man whose love turned into inventory. A ghost made of patience and unfinished goodbyes. Perhaps that's what every lost and found really is. A quiet promise that forgetting and remembering were never so different after all. If you found tonight's broadcast worth remembering, don't let it fade into the static. Like the story, leave a comment. Tell us what you heard in the dark. And if you haven't already, subscribe so the next tongue finds you first. Join us next time when another voice speaks from the dark, another tongue that refuses to rest. Good night.